Just to clarify, these views that we speak of on our podcast are 100% our own and not those associated to anyone from Luton Town Football Club. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Oh When the Town with Luke Gregory.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town, and here's what's coming up today. Coronavirus wipes out 3 weeks worth of football, but we're all sitting 1 metre apart from each other and ready to go with another podcast.
It's not right, is it? Obviously, I don't know what it's like obviously being there. If you're a manager, you're looking at empty seats all around, just as depressing as anything. Do you know what I mean?
We taste some of the best whiskey we could find for cheap on the internet.
One left. And then we've got the whole bottle of Bataro's big one to drink. Oh, where's that Bataro's?
And we also answer your Instagram questions, and yeah, that's pretty much it today. And as always, tonight I'm joined by Batara and Dave. Evening, guys.
Evening.
Good evening.
What a bizarre way to kick off this week's podcast. I heard the news last week and I was like, what are we going to do for podcast? I'm worried. Where are we going to get content from this week?
And as always, you come up with a great idea.
Whiskey tasting.
You come up with that,
Why
boys,
not?
eh? Come on.
We're doing that, right?
As a few people suggested, we're saying we want to hear whiskey tasting episode. I thought, well, you know, why not? So what we did is we went online. We found, when I said cheap whiskey, it was £18. We got 4 small bottles of whiskey.
It's not too bad. That's decent, man. That's half decent stuff.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
there's some bad stuff there. I look forward to opening those in a bit.
So we're going to try it.
And you brought your own as well, Bataro, so that's good. That's a bigger bottle.
I've got a nice big bottle of Bushmills this afternoon.
We drink that by the end of this podcast, we're going to be absolutely ratted.
Brilliant.
Well, we could do. Why not, eh? Fuck it.
Well, before we get into football chat, whiskey chat, and everything else we've got going on today, let's look at your 3-word reviews of your weekend without football. Because a lot of people haven't known what to do this weekend.
Nah, it's been pretty shy, isn't it, really? Pretty awful.
Anthony says, keep safe, everyone. LTFC Bible says noughts and crosses. If you're not on social media, that's what football clubs have been doing.
Sorry, I'm not coughing because I've got it. Excuse me.
You're so dying.
My throat is hurting.
You're terrible. Kim says, unbeaten run continues. Debbie says, talk to husband.
Really?
Barney says, beats Reading away.
Well, that's true.
Helen says, boring as hell. Chris says, get whiskey tasting.
Well done, Chris.
Joel says, need sport now. And Steve says, it's only flu. Oh, Steve.
He's got a point now, isn't he? It is only flu. It's not even a proper flu because you don't get all the cold symptoms, apparently. But I've never had it. But I might have it. And if it's I think it is, it's just a fever and a bit of a cough.
I'd be more interested to know what Debbie talked to her husband about.
I don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah.
It might
make
be
sure you
quite,
get that decorating done. Make sure you do the hoovering. Make sure you do the clearing up.
Oh, right, fair enough. That's all right.
I went back to work, so I didn't have to do any of that.
So it was a weekend of just unexpectedness, wasn't it? It was all called off on Friday morning, quite last minute. But
yeah, it was always inevitable, wasn't it?
Just after I spent an extra 25 quid on a ticket as well. How annoying.
Yeah.
Extra 25?
Yeah, I had to get an extra one for somebody else.
Yeah.
But
did you get a refund? Sorry, Luke. Did you get? Need to make sure you got your refund or
No, it's still in the wallet.
No refund yet. Wait for refunds.
Yeah, you know, we never
No,
know.
No, I meant from the person you're getting a ticket for.
Not yet.
Well, if you're listening, give him his money back.
Get the money. So it was just a weekend. I thought maybe before the news that we could have got a positive result. Preston home. I was ready for it. And now all 3 of our games have been called off for the next week. I can't see us kicking off again on the 4th. I think there's zero. But I think there's 5% chance it happens.
It probably will work about 4 or 5 weeks from now, won't it, realistically? But it is unfortunate. It is what it is. I don't. Obviously, people know I probably don't agree with it, but look, it's health. People like to say,
You've got to put people's health first, don't you?
You have, but I don't think that the season's just going to peter out. They're going to do something that makes this season finish, whether we're watching it or not. They cannot just let it go.
I mean, we don't
as
mind
much
do we?
as much as I'd like them to say, okay, null and void, we stay up.
They can't avoid the season.
Well, they
can they?
They won't. They will work it out somehow. They can't say you finish in the position you're in, that wouldn't be fair.
No.
So they've either got to finish it or void it. If they finish it and we're still under this problem with the virus, then we are not going to see any more football. It's going to be behind closed doors the whole time.
Yeah.
Which really sucks because football's not football if you're not there.
Although we could do a Karen Brady and shout it out there. Oh, just leave it how it is so we stay up, you know. Oh, because she wants to, the league to be voided. Because she's a fucking idiot, let's face it. She went to call West Ham fucking the Ann Summer Stadium, so I won't listen to anything she says. But, can you imagine it happen though? They voided it and we stayed up.
Would you rather it be void and we stay up, or the rest of the season played behind closed doors?
Are we going to stay up if we play behind closed doors?
Well, that's not like a...
Oh, no,
that's literally
no, that's the question. If we're going to... No, I'd rather we stayed up. I don't care how it happens.
Yeah. I don't really want the season continuing behind closed doors. 'Cause what's the point? We can't watch it.
There is no point. Football is not football without fans.
No, of course
watching.
it's not. I've watched 2 games of football last week with in the German league and whatever else in the Champions League and
with no fans.
It's not right, is it? You watch a game of football. Obviously, I don't know what it's like. Obviously, being there, if you're a manager, you're looking at empty seats all around. You must be depressing as anything. Do you know what I mean? And you're watching it on TV and I'm depressed. I'm sitting there in bed going, I might pull the duvet up a little bit more.
But you might not even get to see it on TV. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I think there would be. I don't know if it's rumour, but they've said like, if behind closed doors would happen, they would make iFollow available for free for fans to watch their games.
At home on their own or with their mates.
Yeah, but what choice have you got? It's either that or the season gets like void or massively pushed
open
back.
The gates and let's all go in there.
Why
Fuck
not push it back?
coronavirus.
Why not play it over the summer?
Just,
Why
there's
not?
just so much.
Mate, let's give coronavirus a good lengthen. Just fucking give it 2 fingers up as well.
It's disappointing, but you know, at the end of the day, if it means we stay up, that'd be great.
The main problem at the moment is if it is to overrun. They've got to cancel the Euros. That'll be cancelled tomorrow, I think, or today whenever listens to this. I think the Euros will be cancelled. And then you're looking at players being out of contract in June, which is a problem for every club. And then you've got the players need to have a break. How can the players have a break if they can't leave the country?
Well, they're having a break now, aren't they?
Yeah, but they can't go anywhere. They can't go on holiday. Do you reckon that could work in our favour? Say their season does just carry on as normal and it does maybe move into June, that our next fixture would probably be against one of the teams around us. Does that work in our favour that we play them fixtures before we play like the Swansea?
That's a really good point, actually.
And the Leeds?
Yeah, it's a really good point.
Straight into the easier fixtures.
Well, you say easier. We all come back fresher because we've not played any games.
Which probably wouldn't benefit. Actually, no.
You lose your form, you lose your run of form potentially.
We're
on form as well, so I don't know. It's a bit. I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? You never know, man. I don't know. It's. It is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is. That's your new catchphrase.
Mate,
it is what it is.
I don't know.
I'm just going to say that if they complete the season, I hope it's with spectators and not behind closed doors. That's all I want to say about it.
I'd love to see Liverpool not win the Premier League. So.
Imagine that we stayed up. Just imagine that scenario. We stay up last game of the season, and there's not one fan in that ground that was able to see it. Imagine that, or even that you get relegated and you've not witnessed the games that did it. It's just.
Would you rather the season be void and Luton get relegated as it finishes now, or play behind closed doors?
They can't be void and finish. It can't finish as it is now. That wouldn't be fair. If they play it behind closed doors, which I suspect they will, then so be it. And as a season ticket holder, I'm quite happy to keep my money in the stadium. I won't be asking for any money back or anything like that. But think of all the money and the revenue the club are losing.
But you would like a new pair of gloves, wouldn't you, Dave, from the club shop?
Yeah, fair enough.
For what? Gloves for what?
Keep your hands warm, silly.
Yeah, and
that's
so
what
you
you have to
can't touch
do.
You're going to be going football. Why would you need to keep your hands warm?
Well, because it would be free pair of gloves
You've
rather
seen the
than
state
pay
of
for
his
the football
hands.
tickets.
Cover them up.
Where did that come from?
Sounds rude, isn't it?
Should we move on?
Yeah, we
I'm
better.
so sorry, Dave.
Shall we move on?
We've been
and
drinking
start
already,
tasting some whiskey.
Yeah, okay. Can we do the first one?
Yeah.
Hold on.
We'll just
I've
basically
still got
put
a
some
pint-
context
I've still got a
behind
pint in
this.
my left hand, hang on a
Okay.
minute.
So, when did we start originally talking about whiskey tasting? Was it like when we won promotion?
No,
when we were
I
drinking
mentioned
whiskey
it about
in
4
Vitaro.
weeks ago. I believe. Don't quite remember, but I believe.
I think it's been spoken about for longer.
End of
for
the
weeks,
podcast,
though.
I said to you, Dave, Why don't we just do a whiskey tasting podcast instead? I
That's
think it was
good,
international break or something like that.
Was that because
Yeah,
we were
Might have
drinking
been,
whiskey?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
probably.
Quite a few
Dave.
people on social
it
media have
was.
jumped on board though, and they keep saying we really want to hear this whiskey tasting episode.
Okay.
So now's a perfect time to do it.
Right, so
I'm not a fan of whiskey, so this is going to be great.
So you're back. There's
Your
no point
host-
in you trying it then. Even though you paid for it, there's no point in you trying it.
Oh, I'm
Dave.
going to try. I'm
no,
not
it's
gonna be
good.
boring.
It is
I
try,
ain't
but
gonna
I
be boring,
think
am I?
your host of this
Mate,
podcast,
go and stick to the cheap crap in the cupboard.
the
Yes.
host of the podcast, might be inebriated by the end of it. So we're going to start with a special reserve Kenmore blended Scotch whisky.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's a 5-year-old one. I'm just going to open it now.
And it says on the packaging, a full, intense
Here we go,
flavour
here
with
we
a
go.
smooth, lightly peated note.
Oh, sounds good.
Sounds wonderful, that.
Oh, that's enough.
Okay, there's one for you,
Thank you.
and then you
That's
get one. Hang on, just hold on to it.
Oh, it smells strong.
Yes,
Hang on,
well done.
I'm going to give Bataro a little bit
It's a
extra.
spirit.
I'm giving Bataro twice the amount I gave Luke
Why are you doing that, Dave?
Because I'm a lightweight.
because Luke's a lightweight, and this is for me.
Ooh, smells...
To be fair, if you're currently working from home, this is like just this is like the weirdest podcast we've ever done.
Okay, so this is Kenmore. Let's have a quick.
This,
go
by the
on,
way,
go for it, go.
this is a blended, this one.
You're reading the bloody lines in the back.
Well, obviously, Dave. Well, we've got to fucking explain it, haven't I? You can smell it's blended anyway.
Okay.
All right, cheers, guys.
Because I'm not
Cheers,
really
everyone.
a fan of it, but
Cheers,
it's
everybody.
alright. I'll just do my own one then. Hang on a minute, save the flavour, gentlemen. I ain't had
interesting.
mine yet.
That was quite
Interesting.
nice.
Hang on, I'm about to go now. Here we go.
I don't really know how to explain the taste of a whiskey, but Tara, maybe you could put in a bit of context.
Warm.
Warm's a good one.
It's, well, put it this way, it's a lot better going down the hatch than it is sniffing it.
What are we doing?
Do you know what?
What?
Like
sorry?
it said, it's very smooth, but I think else said it's smooth.
I
but
see
no,
that.
it's actually really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I didn't
actually.
feel
Do you want
like
some
it
more?
was
For
that
blended?
strong as a
you want some
for
more?
a whiskey.
Have some more.
Yeah, alright, go on.
Finish it.
Cheers.
Is that fair?
Do you want any more?
No, I don't want any more.
What's that, sorry?
Actually, no. It's,
I didn't
it's
feel like it was that strong. I did feel like it was quite a smooth.
very smooth, very warm, not rough. Great, I liked it.
It's,
Kenmore. Special reserve. Yeah, that's all right. I've had better.
it's certainly got a lightly peated note on it, hasn't it?
Ah.
It's the, do you know what it is? It's when it goes down as well, it don't burn. That's top quality, that is. Top quality blended.
Top quality. How old is that one? Did you say? 5 years.
Yeah.
That's
We've
not
got
bad.
better ones to come.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not bad. It's not the best I've ever had in my life, but it's not
No.
bad. I thought it'd be a lot worse. Because honestly, by the smell of it, it smells,
Smells
like...
all right. Smells
Does it
all right.
though? Does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's cool.
A bit grainy, isn't it?
Grainy. I quite enjoyed it. I could drink more of this.
All right, let's have a rating out of 10 for that one. I'm going to give it...
I'll tell you what, though.
I'll give it a 6.
I'm going to mark down because I need to taste others first, and then...
Oh, mark it down. I'm going to give it a 6.
I haven't even got a pen.
That's fine.
Oh, Dave.
I'm going to give it a 7.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, a
Should we
little,
move on to the second
can I
one?
just have a little bit more?
Are we doing another one straight away?
Of course we're doing another one straight away.
Oh, for Christ's
We ain't
sake.
going to sit here for 10 minutes between them.
No, you need a little rest.
You need a little sort of something to cleanse your palate.
Would you like a water?
Yeah.
You can have some of my
Well,
water.
because
I can
otherwise, how
steam
are
it
you going to
already.
distinguish between the
True, no, it's true.
the
It's a
drink?
fair statement. If you've
The thing I
tried
haven't
any
liked-
whiskey recently
sorry.
and you want to recommend it,
If that's
At
over
Owen the Town on
40%,
social
I'm very
media.
surprised.
No, it's not over 40%. It's 40%.
these two are the pros when tasting whiskey. I'm just here as a...
So we're
As a guy
going
to
I'm not
host
quite,
it.
so I'm just bullshitting away through it.
Next, we're going with
I do like a
Glengoyne.
whiskey though.
10 years,
Very fancy.
single malt, natural colour. It says on this one.
Cool.
Let's give this one a go.
What was the first one? The Kenmore, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Here we go, Luke. This is for you.
Thank you.
I genuinely think you're going to be drunk by the end of this one.
The things you do when there's no football.
Oh yeah, this is
Sitting
quite
here in
nice.
my kitchen on a Monday night, recording a podcast about football which has got no football involved, drinking shots of whiskey. This one
which
smells...
one's
This
this
one
now?
smells really different, doesn't it?
Which one's that, Dave?
This one there. Glen, whatever it's
Glengoyne.
called.
No, what's it called? Come on.
The
People
Glengoyne.
listening,
It's
they don't understand
Glengoyne.
what
It's
that-
called Glengoyne,
It's a single malt.
1883. It's 10 years, single malt whiskey.
Might be nice.
it actually
Smells
so
right.
different, doesn't it?
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Doesn't smell as grainy.
Where's the word grainy come from? Is that the only description you've got of whiskey?
It just smells grainy.
It just smells very
Grainy.
No, but you know what I mean? But the first one smelled it like, it was just potent, wasn't it? It was just reeking of it.
I think this smells like a really nice whiskey to me. I'm just going to give it a go now. Is it down in one job?
Cheers, everyone. Cheers,
Oh,
potato.
I haven't done the description yet. Yeah, I'll chin. Do you want the description first or no?
Oh, no, give us the description. Yeah, go for it.
So this one, obviously a 10-year, says this fine whiskey is aged in oak barrels. Yeah.
My
I
God.
can smell that. I can smell the oak.
Yeah, I don't want to read that. It's a bit shit.
That one was different.
Did you like
It's got a caramel flavouring to it.
Can I just say,
Had caramel flavour.
Gregory's has absolutely
quite.
downed his already.
Because he don't like it. That's why. He don't like it. So he's necking it. He's like
I
pinching
kinda
his
li-
nose and necking it.
I could do that with an ice cube in it or something. That'd be nice.
Ice cube.
No ice.
Never put ice in.
Ooh, now that.
It's controversial, isn't it? That's lovely, isn't it?
Now that, sir, is a treat, an absolute delight. Oh yeah, that's mate, that's
Come on, explain the flavour of that whiskey.
That is caramelly, isn't it?
Stronger than the last
sweet.
one, I
It's the
felt.
aftertaste. It's sweet.
Sweetness to it. It smells sweet, actually.
That's really nice, actually.
Oh, that's
I'm going to
left,
put that
hang
to
on
one
there.
side. I might have to buy some of that.
That's nice. You got people, if you're not listening, you might be sitting there going, "Oh, I've had that before, and that's absolute shite." Well, I do apologise if you don't like it.
You still got a bit
I
left
love that.
in yours.
Even when it's
Yeah,
not football,
Dave,
you always
Sabre.
try and figure out a way
Yeah,
to
it's shite.
No,
back yourself up, don't you?
It's a game of opinions, Tara. It's
that's
a game of opinions.
My
I was
opinion-
messing about. You lot chill, mate. Take me too seriously sometimes.
opinion. This whiskey is not my opinion.
Are we doing a car crash podcast, by the way?
Yeah,
Is
no.
that-
Oh, yeah, this
Potentially.
is the most winging it podcast. But what else we
Yeah,
got to
but
talk
look, who cares? Dave, why am I drinking out of like fucking Sydney, Australia little glasses?
Well, because it's just little glasses.
Is that what your brother bought you them ones?
No, I brought them myself when I went
did
to
you?
Australia
Oh, very nice.
in November,
Oh yeah.
which was a stupid time to go, really, because there was football I missed.
See, I thought that was an alright whiskey. I'm happy.
Are we moving on? Or are we having more whiskey?
See that doesn't have the harsh. That's not harsh at all. That's smooth. That's even smooth enough. The first one was smooth, but I think we were fooled because it was the first one. See, I'm gonna have to down the score of the last one now, just for that.
We down in.
Actually, no. Oh no, I can't.
I've rated
It's a
that
different
one an
whiskey,
8 out of
isn't it?
10. I've rated that
Do
8
you know
out of
what
10.
I can say? I started too high. I agree with you, Luke. I started too high, but too high with my numbers. So I'm gonna have to give this last one 7.5.
Okay. It's alright, what are you giving it?
What, the last one we had?
Yeah,
Glengoyne. Sorry, I'm still sitting there going, At the moment, I'm sitting on a current 8.5, that one.
8.5.
I like it.
Strong.
I like it.
You are setting your targets higher.
No, Dave, no, because
We're gonna be
the
in
first
Libra-
one's
I
about
just-
6, 5, so...
I don't think we're going to make the end of the podcast, boys.
Oh, come on. Wait, we've still got a bottle of Bushmills to get through as well.
Oh, bollocks.
Come on, Naz!
You too.
That's how it does.
dear, what are
Oh,
we-
come on. You got
What
it.
are we doing?
So next up we have Inverglen, which
Excuse me.
is a blended malt Scotch whisky, 12 years old. Here we go. I don't know if you can hear me opening this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
We should have probably done the two blended together. And then this...
Why would you do that? They're all different whiskies.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they
Just
are.
Open the whiskey.
No,
and
two are
pour
single
us a
malt, Dave, and two are blended.
Yeah, but they're all different.
Yeah, I know, but... Oh, you know what I'm saying, man. Don't be so bloody pedantic.
Hang on. I think I'll give myself a littler one this time. This is the rest of this bottle is for Taro.
What are we going to taste next week?
Jesus Christ. You're right there, mate.
Well, there's a
What's that?
podcast thing you should put out on
What-
the
what are we
on
tasting next?
I'll tell you what
socials.
we'll do next week then. We'll get a bottle of the finer stuff.
What about
That we like.
what about food? We normally have food. We could do a food tasting. Here we go. So what's
See,
this
that
one smell
sobers me
like?
up and I don't really like it.
Oh, actually, this one smells really quite nice.
I feel like it smells like aniseedy, like licorice.
What's it say,
Oh,
Bataro?
right.
Am I right? Does it smell?
Hang on a
Has it got
minute. Which
licorice
one's
or
this now?
aniseed
This
in
is
it?
the...
This is the one I just
Is
described
it
to you.
Inverglen? No?
Inverglen, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a blended.
Yeah, I told you that at the beginning.
Yeah, thank you very much. You absolute legend. So it's apparently subtle oak aromas and light peaty flavours. Yet again, peaty. That word peaty. Very peaty.
Pete gets away with a lot, doesn't he?
Peaty and meaty. Right, let's get it. Let's get down here. So yeah, again.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Chin chin. Chin chin. See, this one, right, even going on smell, it's a lot. The smell's more pleasant than the first blended that we had. Would you not say?
I prefer the last one.
What, than this one, yeah.
What, the single malt you mean, the Glengoyne?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the single malt, that was lovely, I told you. That's why I say it's so high. Because I knew, in comparison to this one, Dave, I knew it would be shy.
That one wasn't much burn or anything. That was just pretty
Other way
chill.
around.
Can I just ask, how much longer we got to go? Because I don't know if I'll make it.
Hang on a minute, I'm still going.
Nah. I was disappointed with that one.
That was more full-bodied, that one. There's a bit of everything going on it's quite a bit of everything going on there, wasn't there?
I really enjoyed the sweetness of the one before that, and I feel like that one was just a bit meh.
A bit grainy.
That's your 3-word review, isn't it? A bit grainy.
A bit grainy, yeah.
Bit grainy.
No, I know what you're saying. That's the thing, though. That's why we probably should have done the two. We probably should have done the two blend.
But single malt. We've got a single malt coming.
Yeah, we could have done a single malt afterwards.
This is a single malt now, coming up.
That's what I'm saying.
What would you rate that one out of 10?
Me,
Everyone.
I'm going to say this is my least favourite one. I'm going to say 6.
I'm going to give it a 5. I agree. My least
Taro's
favourite.
still drinking his.
See, I quite like it in a weird way. I think I prefer it to the first one.
Is anyone getting up for work tomorrow?
No, working from home.
Maybe. See how I feel in the morning.
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to go. I'll give a Kenmore. I give. Do you know what? That's going. See, first one's a 5 out of 10. This I'm going to give a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I like that.
What we got left? 2 left?
Bad.
1 left.
1 left?
And then we've got the whole bottle of Bataro's big one to drink. Oh, where's that Bataro's?
Oh, that's when you know Dave's had too much drink.
If you've been on the way, Dave, and you've seen it in the toilets, please don't mention anything.
We've got Bataro's big one.
It's pretty average.
My God.
But I'm not going to hide that. I'm joking.
How much have you been drinking today already?
Oh, I don't know.
I was pre-drinking before the podcast, to let you know.
Amazing. Right, what last whiskey? Go on, what we got?
Panda
We got
Pops.
Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey. This says on this thing, which is actually, if you're a fly fisherman, this will be good for you. The cool, clean waters of the River Spey, beloved by generations of fly fishermen.
Let's go flying, baby.
Anyway, let's get this one poured.
I feel like Dave needs some help tonight, Bataro.
Do you want me to
No,
say it there, Dave?
I'm okay.
It doesn't look okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I pre-drinked before we started because I thought podcasts were going to be really boring otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably regret this.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, I'll put a bit extra in mine.
Come on, Dave, I'm like an alcoholic here. I'm just fucking clucking for it. Come on. Fucking get down, you boy. Come on. Oh, shit. Thank you.
Are you sure you can drink this one?
Dave, you know you've given me more again. You've given me double every time.
Well, yeah, I'll have that one then. No, there you go. So, what's the blurb say?
The blurb on the spare side.
Actually, this
right.
smells really nice.
It does
So
smell
this, obviously, is a single malt, 12 year. And if you want me to actually read it,
good. Yeah, go for it.
the actual description is, you can taste the history in each distinctively creamy sip. On his big one.
Or Bataro's big one.
It says with notes of mature vanilla. Mature as well. We like a bit
Does
mature.
it actually say creamy
Yeah,
sip?
Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah,
It does.
I passed it a sip. It's even got mature in it as well. Yeah, mature vanilla and warm, spicy cinnamon. This smooth classic is made in north-east Scotland on the banks of the River Spey. Spey. Hey, man. You
Now
know
let's
what
go
I'm
for it
saying.
then.
Is it grainy?
Nah, this one ain't going to be grainy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chin, chin, chin. Oh, ding, ding.
I like that one.
See, smooth. It's more the after, isn't it? That's all about the
Oh,
after,
I
that
could
is.
drink that more. I could drink more of that. We've got none already.
Look at your face.
That's really easy to drink. Oh, look, for someone who don't like whiskey like me, That one was easy to drink.
Right, so we'll get a bottle of that in for the next one.
Oh, my throat's not
Each.
sore anymore. This is great.
Have you just cured your flu?
I've got a bit of a cough though.
Don't cough on the microphone, please.
That's quite delightful, really.
If you're still listening, it's been great.
If you've made it this far, we've enjoyed some whiskey.
Oh, we should have bought more. Can you imagine how drunk we could have got?
Yeah, I'm unsure we would be able to stop the podcast if we'd done that.
Oh, it's finished now.
See, I'm gonna have to. Let's see. We have to cut out that.
I think that's my favourite.
So let's get your 3-word reviews on the whiskies we've just tried.
Right.
Mine
So,
is would try again.
Oh, you see, you put us on the spot.
Mine, too so grainy. Joking. But I'll be honest, that Spaceway one, that's quite nice.
3-word review. I can't even think of 3 words.
What would you rate that last one out of 10 then?
Out of all 4 of them,
Ooh, it's
out
warming.
of all 4 of them, I'm going to say I'd give that a 9.
A 9.
That's
But
more,
I've had
that's more of
better.
a
Do you know
slow
what?
one.
Next time, I'm going to buy the one that I really like, and you can try it.
Yeah. Is it like £100 a bottle?
Well, it's ridiculously priced.
Yeah. I thought so.
Well,
That Space one, mate, I'm going to have to. Ooh, that's a tough one.
that's our whiskey tasting. Over and done with. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too bad to listen to be fair. Because it could have been a mess. If you want to try the whiskey, go get it from M&S. That's where we bought it from. This is not sponsored. They have not paid us to say this in any way.
What, Mike and Sally's?
But yeah, go check it out. Marks and Spencer's like
Sorry.
whiskey connoisseur tasting test. It's actually pretty good. And
Wait, we've still got, hang on a minute, we've still got a bottle of Bushmills to get through, boys. Come on. Wait, do you have a little Swissy on that, go on?
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll
Some
get through
Swiss on
that
come.
while
Yeah, right.
we
Go on.
just have a look on social media at some of the messages that we had in over the last couple of days, because we wanted some content for the podcast. So we've decided to discuss some of the goals we went most mental at as a Luton fan, and some of the goals that like hurt you the most and was like heartbreaking that Luton have conceded. And there is literally like loads. So I think we should just read out a few. So Ollie says, the Wickham win away a couple of years ago when they led 1-0 game, finished 2-1, 92nd from Cuthbert, 97th. Was it Cuthbert 92nd?
What's that, sorry? Against who?
Wickham away.
The 98th.
And the 98th minute was Collins, wasn't it? It was like an own
Oh,
goal.
sorry. No, that was 80... Was it 90? 89?
Right,
It was,
90 plus
yeah,
7.
something like that anyway.
That's the one where I fell over the stairs twice.
Yes, again,
I
David,
got
you
caught.
fell
That's
over.
the one where. Yeah, that's the one where I was so happy that we equalised that I fell down the stairs, and then when we scored the winner, I repeated that exercise.
There's been some cracking games. We posted like 15 videos yesterday of some of our goals that we all meant like. For me, I like look back at the Wembley games from my lifetime, like Andre Gray's goal against York in 2 minutes. I remember going crazy. The 3 for the Wembley final for JPT.
Yeah, they're all good.
And then there's stuff like Norwich away.
Norwich away.
Norwich
hang on.
away.
Norwich away is a classic goal, isn't it? It was a brilliant goal. And if that had been a Premier League team scoring that goal, it would have been everywhere.
And it made history
It
as
was
well.
it made history, but it was a fantastic goal, and the atmosphere that day was amazing, and that that's the sort of thing that adds to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You know.
Was that back in the day when big old Janos Kovacs was playing for us?
Yeah,
It was,
well,
wasn't it?
It was just,
Or Bowler.
but it was a crazy day, and you think back to that, and you know, again, when you get as old as I am, you'll look back on that day and you'll go, "Wow, that was an
was
amazing
incredible,
day,
yeah.
amazing day."
I always wish you could go back and like just relive goals again. Like,
Yeah, for me, which Luton goal do you celebrate the most? Any goal against Scummers down the road.
yeah, obviously.
But for me, I've got the 3 that really stick out for me. Raddy at
Radiantish.
Main Road. Because
I'm sure a lot of people would agree with that.
yeah, of course. So anybody at my age group would say that if you were there on the day. I just remember the Main Road crowd singing "You're going
that
down,
the
you're
survival
going
one,
down"
yeah.
the whole game, and then Raddy scores very late, and we just sing it back to them to the end. Get locked in. It was amazing, but it was a brilliant goal. And then obviously the 2 that mean the most to me: Danny Wilson at Wembley, followed by Brian Steen at Wembley. And anybody who's supported them, supported Luton as long as we have, who can remember that far back, it was an amazing.
You say you.
Well, any supporter of who was there in 1988 would know that when Danny Wilson scored, it was a lifeline, and then Brian Steen scored, and you knew we were going to win the cup. It was a fantastic day.
That's what I mean. Imagine being there, Greggs. Imagine that.
Just be great, wouldn't it? Just to go back in
Well,
time
in the
and
same
live some
respect,
of these
in the
moments.
same
We've
respect,
had our own little bit of history as well, like what we've had.
Yeah,
Well,
but if in the same way at the JPT, really, when Scunthorpe equalised, and you went, oh God, and then the winning goal, by Natka was, and
incredible.
it was that moment where you realise you're going to win the game.
My heart did drop when McCann equalised at Wembley that day.
Because it was last minute,
Grant
really.
McCann?
It was last,
Fucking hell.
And it was a worldy goal, and it was one of them
It was
ones.
a brilliant
top
goal,
ends,
and
wasn't
it's
it?
sad that I hate to say it, but it was a brilliant goal.
Yeah.
But then to get the winner, so that's how I feel. If that's your feeling for that game, imagine that in a proper cup, in a proper
That's
trophy.
true, yeah.
Yes.
And when you think about the League Cup in them days, was one of the best trophies to win. FA Cup, then League Cup.
Not like
And
it
it
is
was a
now,
great.
is it?
And we were the underdogs, and Dibble saved the penalty. But Danny Wilson's equaliser, I can still hear Brian Moore's commentary in my head every time, and every time I watch it, I get the same feeling. I could.
He gets the direction, everyone.
Anyway, is that
Some of
you can't say that? That's so unfair.
Delete that. Sorry.
Some of the worst moments we've had in probably my lifetime of supporting Luton Town. Probably the 3 playoff defeats in a row. So we had the semis to York, the final to Wimbledon, and then the semis to the final to York, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think when Walker misses that penalty, obviously your heart drops a little, and then Kedwell steps up, and that's just it. And it's just like, wow, we've just lost in penalties. And I thought, I can take that. I'll take it. And the next year when we had the York, I think the York game at Wembley was the one that that's the only time I've ever cried at a football game.
Yeah, you cried. I didn't talk to anyone for about 36 hours. Yeah. It was a bad day, wasn't it?
Do you know what it was about that season,
mate,
right?
it was
Is
disgrace.
that we nicked the playoffs that season.
Yeah.
We snuck in there last minute. And I remember the club's official social media at the time was going through the thing of all you have to do is believe. And belief, just everyone believe. And I really bought into it, and I was like, I believe we're gonna do this. And then we turn up, we go 1-0 up in 2 minutes. You're like, this is just gonna happen.
It's a good goal as well.
Yeah, and then Matty Blair scores.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Andre Gray, yeah.
And like I said, then your heart drops, and I think John Paul Kissick, he's one to remember, isn't he?
Oh Christ!
Had a chance, and it went wide, or the keeper saved it, and he just thought, we ain't gonna score. And as the time ticks on into the 80th minute, and you're just like, we ain't gonna get a chance here. And I remember that full-time whistle went, and the cheer from the 7,000 York fans, whatever they had, just felt so loud.
Yeah, but who's laughing now?
Us.
Hey, you're fucking shite.
We're
You're
laughing now.
fucking shite.
So here's some of the other goals you guys were suggesting on social media. Donny said Moncurvey Pompey.
Oh yeah,
Don't know why I said
great
that so
goal.
oddly.
Yeah, great goal.
Moncurvey Pompey, obviously last year.
That's the whiskey talking.
Incredible goal. And one that hurt him the most, Billy Key against Accrington when we lost
That
2-1.
was painful.
Liam said goal I celebrated the most, probably Keane's corner against Oxford, Martin's equaliser or Napka's winner at Wembley, or Moncurvey, Portsmouth and Wigan. Hard to choose. The goal against was Blair's offside goal at Wembley, or the Stuart Moore own goal against Blackpool at home, second leg.
See,
That was a
I
sick
agree
now.
with the Blair one. The Blair one for me at Wembley. I said to you earlier
Yeah.
before this. That's the one probably that hurt me the most because I was sitting pretty much directly in line with the linesman and where the ball was struck, and he was clearly about 2 yards offside.
Yeah.
At least 2 yards offside. But
Yeah, on the day,
sickening, wasn't it?
I had texts from Australia who was watching it live going, that was offside.
Well, the whole of Australia, concept.
Yeah, the whole of
Fucking
Australia.
hell.
The
How
whole
did
of
you
Australia.
manage, Dave?
Because I know everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Brilliant.
By the way, Dave is the president of Australia, just to let you know. He is. He's the man. So if you ever want, like, a couple of schooners...
I think the
Sorry,
whiskey's
this
getting
is
to you
whiskey's
both, isn't
gone
it?
to you both.
You want a couple of schooners and a bit of Vegemite?
Here's maybe one for Dave or couple for Dave. And Stephen says
cool.
Ricky Hill's semi-final got in 1985.
Hang on, I would totally agree with that. I remember standing at Villa Park and in the whole end, and that goal going in, and just limbs everywhere. It was fantastic. And I remember at half time as well. I don't know why I remember this, but they were playing the song Loose Ends Hanging on a String, and there was like 5 people standing on the wall just dancing. I just remember that. So yeah, I agree with that. Ricky Hill's goal that day, considering we were underdogs, and Everton at that time were a top team, we should have won that game.
Other one from Stephen says Steen's winner in the Littlewoods Cup, you've already mentioned.
Stephen, I like you.
Burko's winner against Hull in 2005. That was really loud that day. The FA Cup against Norwich, Moncurvey, Portsmouth, and against us has to be Mountfield in the 85 semi-final. Would that have been the same game as Ricky Hill then?
Good God, yeah. Well, actually, before Mountfield scored the winning goal in extra time, it's the equaliser in the 85th minute by Sheedy that really, 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 can I say, pisses me off so much.
Crack on, Dave.
No, honestly,
Oh,
because firstly, no, I can't say any more about it. Sheedy's 85th minute equaliser was the one that really killed it for me. And, in 1985, I wasn't that old, although I was quite old. I'd never thought I'd see Luton at Wembley, and that's what really annoyed me, because we got to the FA Cup semi-final that year, and then the following few seasons we had quite a good time, but that one for me was the one I genuinely thought we were going to win the FA Cup. I genuinely thought. I don't think that anymore.
It pains you, doesn't it?
No, because I don't think we can think that anymore, because the Premier League is so strong. But in the 85, when Ricky Hill scored that goal, and I'd never seen so many Luton supporters away ever at Villa Park. It was amazing.
How many? Do you remember how many took?
20-odd thousand.
Fucking hell, that's nuts.
It was amazing. It was amazing, and I would say I agree. Sheedy equaliser, but the Mountfield winner. It was the 115th minute he scored.
Ian says,
Wow.
Ian agrees. He said Brian Steve's winner against Arsenal in '88. Everton's winner in the '85 FA Cup semi-final was one that hurt him
See,
the most.
Ian must be as old as me.
Grant says, don't be that horrible to him. Grant says Kingsley Black, Derby away, 1990, and possibly Ian Dowie v Crystal Palace the week before. You might have to explain that one for us, Dave. No?
Not. I can't.
Jake says Luar and Walsall last season.
Oh, mate. That's
Limbs.
great.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
the
that was
best,
great.
That was
but
great.
well remembered in
Mate,
his mind.
yeah,
No,
beat
I
him
agree
run,
with
wasn't
that.
it? It's keep on beating run going.
we was there. It was
I'll
great
never
fun.
forget that goal. I'll never forget it.
No, that was good fun, wasn't it?
Do you know what? I completely forgot it was Luala because I remember on the day sitting there going, who the fuck scored it? Who the fuck scored it? I don't know. I used to see Luala doing some mad shit, and then the whole fucking
We were
end
just
going
going
nuts.
mental, weren't we?
Yeah, it's
We
crazy.
just going mental, yeah.
But no, that was brilliant. That was Luala.
You see, you have these moments when you're watching the town, and they sort of stick in your memory for different
Yeah, of
reasons.
course. But the thing is,
Like,
though,
you
right?
might not remember who scored that goal,
No.
but you remember how mental we went.
Yeah, of course. Because the thing is, all I remember in my head was sitting there going, oh, fucking hell. I think Danny Hilton had a goal disallowed about 10 minutes beforehand, or whatever. And next minute, we put us up with a shitty goal like that. And I thought, how have we done that?
Yeah.
We're going to win the title. And then the confidence grew and it grew and it grew. And I just went home thinking, I drove home. I thought, we're gonna do this.
Was
And,
you driving?
and we did it, yeah. Drove to that game.
Jamie said,
Who's trying to say
in
Dave?
recent times, Cummins equaliser against Blackpool to keep unbeaten run last season. He went mental at that. Bradley stunner on the opening day. And the one that hurt the most was Blackpool's winner. And I think I've mentioned this so many times, but the opening game of the season, I was in Cornwall, and me and Steve watched it in a bar with like 5 other Luton fans we found in Cornwall that day. We went mental when Bradley scored.
Yeah, because you're shit fans and you're watching the bar in Cornwall.
Yeah,
Just
on
saying.
holiday.
No,
No, you were home. Weren't Kenny?
Yeah, of course I was,
Well, of
Dave.
course
I
I was.
didn't.
Was
I
I
did
there?
not go. Ask him why I didn't go.
Why would you not go on holiday in the football season?
I don't know. I wonder. Maybe because
We were scheduled to be back for the Saturday.
No,
it was originally meant to be played on.
No, it
actually.
wasn't.
Thank
No,
you
it
very
wasn't.
much.
No, I'm joking. He was. But I did say to you, though, I'm not going.
It's fine. It's fine. You know what? Today's been a good podcast. I think we've got a lot to get through over the next couple of weeks, haven't we? To see what we can.
Yeah, what are we going to
Up
get
to.
through the next couple of weeks apart from like 10 bottles of whiskey?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, see how it goes. Right, thanks so much for listening. So get us on social media at When the Town. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes, and I would say we'd see you at Leeds on Saturday. But
we're going to get some more whiskey.
I'm going to hurry. I don't think you guys need any more whiskey.
Should we go Leeds anyway?
Yeah.
Let's go for a night out. Come on.
Brilliant.
We'll see you in Leeds then, boys. Go on a night out and girls.
Thanks for listening, and we shall probably, maybe, hopefully see you next week
In Leeds.